Hello friends, I am Dr. Aniket Paunoji and you are watching Basic Chemistry. In this video we will study general principles of application of molecular orbital theory to heteronuclear diatomic molecule. First of all, if you have not subscribed my channel, click on subscribe and also hit the bell icon to get the notification of my new videos. Let's start the video. Let's apply molecular orbital theory to heteronuclear diatomic molecules. First of all, the molecules having two atoms of two different elements are known as heteronuclear diatomic molecule. So when we have to apply MOT to heteronuclear diatomic molecules, we have to see three principles. The first principle is difference in the electronegativities of two atoms. The second is effect on covalent bond energy. And the third is difference in the contribution of atomic orbitals of the two atoms towards the molecular orbitals, that is bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbital. Let's see the first principle, that is difference in electronegativities of the two atoms. In the earlier videos we have studied homonuclear diatomic molecules where the two atoms are of same element. But in case of heteronuclear diatomic molecule, the two atoms are of two different elements and there is always some difference in the electronegativity between the two elements. For example, in case of carbon monoxide, electronegativity of carbon is 2.6 whereas electronegativity of oxygen is 3.5. In case of heteronuclear diatomic molecules, for example here A and B are the two atoms of which B is more electronegative. Therefore, atomic orbitals of B atom having more electronegativity will be at lower energy level than the atomic orbital of A. When these two atomic orbitals having different electronegativities, they combine with each other, two molecular orbitals will be formed as in the case of homonuclear diatomic molecule. The first is bonding molecular orbital and second is anti-bonding molecular orbital. As we can see that the bonding molecular orbital is close to the more electronegative atomic orbital. The bonding molecular orbital resemble atomic orbital of more electronegative element. Similarly, anti-bonding molecular orbital will resemble atomic orbital of the less electronegative atom. Because of this, the bonding electrons will spend greater time near the nucleus of the more electronegative atom and anti-bonding electrons will spend more time near the nucleus of less electronegative atom. Let's have a look at the electron cloud of homonuclear and heteronuclear diatomic molecule. As we can see that in case of homonuclear diatomic molecule, there is equal distribution of the electron cloud. This is because the two atoms are of same element and they have same electronegativity. So there is equal sharing of the electrons about the two nucleus. For example, dinitrogen. But in case of heteronuclear diatomic molecule, the electron cloud distribution is closer to the more electronegative atom. As electronegativity is the tendency to pull the electrons, here in case of heteronuclear diatomic molecule, the more electronegative element pulls the electron towards itself. For example, carbon monoxide, oxygen is having more electronegativity, therefore electron cloud distribution is closer to the oxygen atom. Hence, in case of heteronuclear diatomic molecule, the electron distribution is unequal or unsymmetrical, unlike the symmetrical distribution in case of homonuclear diatomic molecule. Let's see the effect on covalent bond energy. In case of homonuclear diatomic molecule, the two atomic orbitals having same electronegativity are at same energy level. When they combine with each other to form bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital, the difference in the energy of the bonding molecular orbital and the atomic orbital is called as covalent bond energy. In case of heteronuclear diatomic molecule, as one of the atomic orbital is more electronegative, when they form bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital, the covalent bond energy is now reduced compared to homonuclear diatomic molecule. In case of homonuclear diatomic molecule, the exchange energy is maximum, whereas in case of heteronuclear diatomic molecule, the exchange energy is reduced. Let's move to the third factor, that is difference in the contribution of atomic orbitals towards the molecular orbitals. When we compare the homonuclear and heteronuclear diatomic molecules, in case of homonuclear diatomic molecule, the bonding orbital is represented as psi b is equal to psi a plus psi b. This we have already studied in one of my earlier videos. If you have not watched that video, click on the above link and please watch the postulates of molecular orbital theory. Similarly, the antibonding orbital is represented by psi a minus psi b. In case of heteronuclear diatomic molecule, the bonding orbital is represented as x psi a plus y psi b, and antibonding is represented as x psi a minus y psi b. Here x and y are the coefficients of atomic orbitals and y is greater than x. That means the B atom is more electronegative. Therefore, coefficient of the B atom is higher than the coefficient of A atom. In case of homonuclear diatomic molecule, there is equal contribution of the atomic orbitals towards the resulting molecular orbitals, whereas in case of heteronuclear diatomic molecule, it is unequal contribution. Hence, in case of homonuclear diatomic molecule, y upon x is equal to 1 as the coefficients are equal, whereas in case of heteronuclear diatomic molecule, y upon x is greater than 1 as the coefficient y is greater than coefficient x. So these are the three factors that affect the combination of the atomic orbitals, which will combine with each other to form respective molecular orbitals. Because of this, there will be some atomic orbitals which have higher or lower energy, which will remain non-bonding. So how these are affected? Let's take one example. Here we will take the example of nitric oxide. Let's apply molecular orbital theory to nitric oxide molecule. In a nitric oxide molecule, there is a nitrogen atom and oxygen atom. Nitrogen atomic number 7, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Oxygen atomic number 8, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. On the left hand side we will plot energy and nitrogen atomic orbitals. Right hand side will have oxygen atomic orbitals, and at the center we will have nitric oxide molecular orbitals. In nitrogen we will have 1s orbital, 2s orbital and 2p orbitals. In oxygen also we will have 1s orbital, 2s orbital and 2p orbital. But as the oxygen atom is more electronegative, the energy of the atomic orbitals of oxygen will be less than atomic orbitals of nitrogen. The 1s orbitals are the inner orbitals, therefore they do not participate in bonding and they remain non-bonding. The 2s orbitals will combine with each other to form one bonding, that is sigma 2s, and other anti-bonding, that is sigma star 2s. Among 2p orbitals, these are 2px, 2py and 2pz. Out of these, the 2px and 2py orbitals, they participate in pi bonding. Therefore, they will form pi 2px, pi 2py bonding and pi star 2px, pi star 2py anti-bonding molecular orbitals. The 2pz will participate in sigma bonding, will form sigma 2pz and sigma star 2pz anti-bonding molecular orbital. Now we can see that the nitrogen is having 5 outermost electrons and oxygen is having total 6 outermost electrons. So total 11 electrons we have to fill according to the Aufbau principle and Hund's rule. So 2 electrons will go into sigma 2s orbital, 2 electrons will go into sigma star 2s orbital, 4 electrons will go into the pi 2px and pi 2py orbital, 2 electrons will go to the sigma 2pz orbital, and the last 11th electron will go either in pi 2px or pi 2py orbital. The molecular electronic configuration is sigma 2s square, sigma star 2s square, pi 2px square, pi 2py square, sigma 2pz square and pi star 2px1. As we can see that there is one unpaired electron, it is paramagnetic in nature. Now we will determine the bond order of nitric oxide molecule. We can see that there are 2 electrons in sigma 2s bonding, 4 electrons in pi 2px bonding and 2 electrons in sigma 2pz bonding. So there are total 8 electrons in bonding molecular orbital and total 2 electrons in sigma star 2s and 1 electron in the anti-bonding pi 2px orbital. So bond order is determined by 8 minus 3 divided by 2 is equal to 2.5. As it is a fractional bond order, nitric oxide molecule is unstable molecule. Therefore, it can readily form NO plus molecule, that is, it can get easily ionized, because in that case the bond order will increase to 3 and the nitric oxide molecule will become stable. So that is how we have learned application of molecular orbital theory to nitric oxide, that is heteronuclear diatomic molecules. Here we have just considered that the energy of the more electronegative element is lower than that of less electronegative element, and we have constructed the molecular orbital diagram. But in every case it is not as simple as that. For example, in case of carbon monoxide molecule, carbon undergoes mixing of 2s and 2pz orbitals. So in that case, the molecular orbital diagram is not as in the case of nitric oxide. Therefore, how mixing of orbital takes place and what is the effect of that on construction of molecular orbital diagram for carbon monoxide, we will study in the next video. If you like my video, click on like, do share and subscribe my channel. If you want to mention something or ask something, mention it in the comment box. Also hit the bell icon to get the notification of my new videos and keep watching Basic Chemistry. Thank you.